Well, hello and welcome to another Friday in July. It is July 9th, 2021, and this is Cord Cutting Weekly, the show where we wrap up the past week in cord cutting and streaming news. And this week we've got some app issues for Spectrum users on Roku, multiple deals for Universal's upcoming movie releases, new add-ons for YouTube TV, and more. But first, of course, please do consider clicking on those like and subscribe buttons down below. Both of those help out our channel tremendously and we'd really appreciate it. And for those that are joining us for the first time, just a heads up that all of the stories we're going to talk about today will have links to those stories down below in the video description, and those links will take you over to our news website, cordcuttersnews.com. And with all that being established, let's head right into the news, starting with Spectrum issues on Roku. Earlier in the week, some Spectrum users reported having issues with the company's app on Roku devices. Several noted error messages and issues logging in, and others mentioned the issues started popping up around the time of a Roku home screen update that introduced a new summer theme. Users who looked into the error found instructions that suggested they could delete the app and reinstall it. However, there's just one problem. Because of an ongoing carriage dispute between the two companies, Spectrum's app is no longer available to download on Roku. For its part, Roku's been suggesting those affected by the issues should check for a system update by heading to Settings, System Update, and then pressing Check Now. The company has since said it's resolved the issues and Spectrum users should have access by now. As for the carriage dispute, well, we're continuing to track the story and we'll bring you updates as soon as we hear them. In YouTube TV news, we've got more channel add-ons to talk about. This week, Cinedigm announced that 3 of its top channels are now available as optional add-ons on the YouTube TV live TV streaming service. The 3 channels are now available for an additional $4.99 per month each, and that's on top of your regular monthly YouTube TV subscription. And we have more details in our full post link down below in the video description, but as a quick summary, YouTube TV users now have the option to add Docurama, the Dub channel, and ConTV to their lineup. Docurama focuses on a variety of documentary films and biographical content. Meanwhile, Dub channel highlights family-friendly films and TV shows for all audiences. And then there's ConTV, which offers up action, horror, sci-fi, and more. And again, you can check out more info about these new add-on options in our post, and let us know if any of those catch your eye in the comment section down below. And speaking of adding channels, FuboTV announced that it's adding more than a dozen ABC affiliates to its lineup. In all, the live TV streaming service says 17 ABC affiliates are coming on board. Of course, we have the full list of new additions in our post link down below, but some of the newcomers include WKBW in Buffalo, KTNV in Las Vegas, WEWS in Cleveland, and WXYZ in Detroit. And in case you're keeping count, those 17 new additions push FuboTV's total number of ABC affiliates to over 80 nationwide. And you can find a link to the company's full list of available affiliates in our post as well. Next up, we have some back-to-back Universal news to share this week. First up is a deal that was announced earlier in the week involving Universal and Peacock. So this new agreement kicks off in 2022 and takes effect after the current deal between Universal and HBO expires. In short, the deal will bring all Universal Filmed Entertainment Group releases to Peacock for an exclusive 4-month window. And if you're curious, that includes Universal, Focus Features, Illuminations, and DreamWorks Animation. Those titles should start appearing on Peacock no later than 4 months after their theatrical debut. And then after Peacock's 4-month exclusive window ends, those titles will be licensed out to partners before heading back to Peacock later. More on that in a second. Again, we have more details in our post link down below in the video description, but it looks like Peacock fans will have more recent movies to choose from when this particular deal goes into effect next year. And moving on to our other Universal news, remember how we just mentioned that those titles could end up elsewhere after Peacock's 4-month window? Well, this week we also learned about a new deal between Universal and Amazon. So as we mentioned in the previous post, this deal means that after Peacock's 4-month window is up, Universal titles will head to Prime Video exclusively until they ultimately head back to Peacock. And this deal includes upcoming films like Jurassic World Dominion, as well as animated titles like Illumination's Minions: The Rise of Gru. And the agreement goes beyond just Prime Video, however. Amazon's free streaming service IMDb TV will also gain access to titles from Universal's 2020 to 2021 theatrical slate, as well as animated titles. And you can check out more details in our post link down below. And if you have any thoughts or opinions on these new Universal deals, feel free to sound off in the comment section down below as well. Moving on, we've got more Sinclair rumors to discuss, and yes, these rumors focus on regional sports networks, or RSNs. Specifically, the New York Post reported that Sinclair was interested in and apparently made an offer for 7 of NBC Universal's RSNs. That offer was reportedly made during a first round of bids and includes stations like NBC Sports Bay Area, NBC Sports Chicago, and more. Of course, Sinclair bought up Fox Sports Networks back in May of 2019, and those were recently rebranded as Bally Sports Networks. And we're still following Sinclair's plans to possibly offer those RSNs in some form of direct-to-consumer fashion before the start of the 2022 Major League Baseball season. So yes, potentially lots more still to learn about Sinclair's overall goals with RSNs, and we'll definitely keep you up to date as we learn more. For now, though, you can check out our post to see which NBC Universal RSNs are part of the potential deal. In more sports news, this week we also learned about a new agreement between Twitter and the NFL. This new multi-year deal includes exclusive content for Twitter's new live audio option known as Twitter Spaces. As part of the deal, NFL players and other talent will use Spaces to share thoughts about the games. Elsewhere, the partnership includes curated videos of top plays, highlights, and tweets, and fans will also be able to take part in polls about hot topics around the NFL. So essentially, if you're an NFL fan and you've been using Twitter to add to your enjoyment or involvement with the game, it looks like you'll have more opportunities and options to choose from soon. In more survey news, a new report from PeopleSay suggests a majority of cord cutters and streamers out there are opting to switch from ad-free to ad-supported streaming services. The survey featured around 28,000 respondents in the US, and the results were interesting. Around 31% of those who responded say they view a mix of premium and free services, with just 19% relying solely on ad-free premium options. What's more, some 60% of respondents said they've switched from ad-free to some form of ad-supported plan in the past year, and that includes paid and free ad-supported options. Of course, we've seen services like HBO Max start offering cheaper monthly rates for those willing to sit through some ads, and it looks like a significant number of folks are taking services up on those offers. However, it's worth noting that around 54% of respondents also said they plan to switch back to ad-free services in the future, which might suggest that the trend toward ad-supported plans is influenced by the pandemic and the desire to cut costs in the short term. Which naturally leads me to ask everyone out there if you've opted to drop down to a cheaper ad-supported plan or switch to a free service in the past year or so. Are you planning on going back to an ad-free option in the near future? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. Moving on, it's officially summertime, and that means it's officially time for the Cord Cutters News Summer Survey. Yes, you may have seen the survey a few days ago, but we spotted a few issues we wanted to correct to ensure that it represents our cord cutting community as accurately as possible. And so it's now live and ready for your input. We've got a link down below that'll take you to a short survey, so make sure your voice is heard, and we'll loop back in the near future to go over the results. Thanks in advance for taking part. And lastly, just a quick heads up if you're looking forward to this weekend's UFC fight, we've got a post up on cordcuttersnews.com about weekend programming on the Disney Plus bundle, and that includes info on UFC 264 and the main event, which will be available via pay-per-view on ESPN Plus on July 10th. So if you're curious about this anticipated matchup, we have a link to the post link down below in the video description. And that about wraps up the past week in cord cutting and streaming news. And as always, thank you all for tuning in. Before you head out, please do consider clicking on those like and subscribe buttons down below. They really do help us out, and you'll be joining in an awesome community at the same time. On Wednesdays, Jess hosts our live Q&A sessions, and then on Thursdays, we dive deep into specific topics like hardware reviews, new streaming services, and more. This week, for example, we tried out Google's Stadia game streaming service on a number of Android TV and Google TV streaming devices to see how they stack up as game-playing machines. And of course, you can tune in right here every Friday for Cord Cutting Weekly. And until next time, my name is Philip Palermo. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable weekend. We'll see you next time. Take care.